Welcome, folks, to What Is She Up To Now podcast episode. I have no idea because this is the second episode of the year. We done one in January when I interviewed John Helmick from Saddleworks in Florida, and I've done absolutely nothing until now.
What has she been up to that much? It's taken us 12 months to record another episode.
There has been that much that she's been up to that just never had time to record one. So we're now the 8th of December, and we're doing the second episode of the year, and probably the last one of 2024.
The yearly round-up.
Yeah, and it's going to be a yearly round-up. So earlier on, William and I sat down, looked through our phones to see the pictures and videos of what we have been up to in 2024, and we know ourselves it's been non-stop, but once you start to look through all the pictures, you're like, holy moly, it's been quite a year. So, William, do you want to start us off? Like, what did we do at the start of the year?
Well, yeah, the big change in the scenery around here is the real massive. This is probably the second biggest one, actually, but it's a massive business one. But we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, I mean, I created a list that it's here. It's this long.
Pretty long.
We'll attempt for this podcast not to be 2 hours long, but we will kind of rattle through the highlights, and hopefully it's we can maybe cut some clips in here. There'll be weekly YouTube videos that kind of correspond to all of these. But yeah, starting the year off with something that wasn't new to us, but it was kind of good way to kick the year off, an auger torque delivery, another container delivery, which we worked out we thought was the 10th.
We've definitely, I don't know if it was that one, but we have definitely taken our 10th auger torque container this year, which is a huge milestone.
Was that one or the latest one?
I think it was the latest one.
But it started the year anyway. It's one we're kind of familiar with now. Just a container load of auger torque attachment, really, but which is wild that we're now that normalised it, so that it wasn't that long ago we took the first one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's where we started, which was kind of the middle of February. And then the start of March, I feel like we went January, February, not a whole lot happened, and then it all happened to March onwards on this.
Yeah, January, February was fairly quiet. I was out in Florida, as I just said, and I interviewed John. I was doing a wee bit of work with William's Aunt Anne, or our Aunt Anne now, as she likes to say. So yeah, and then February wasn't too much. We knew we were looking for premises, and we were continually looking for larger premises because we'd completely outgrown where we were. So that was kind of ongoing.
And if you watch back like those videos or any content we made back then, you'll see the tiny space we were working in.
Yeah, and all the podcasts apart from John's one.
We're in there, we're squeezed in there. So then, the start of March leads on nicely to what you said there, was the first time we've seen in this place.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us about this now, or we'll leave this for a wee bit?
About here? We can talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, so
March was the first time.
March was the first time that we'd been talking about it. It had been on our radar from probably this time last year.
The building,
it was the first time we heard tell that maybe being an option.
Yeah.
So for anybody that isn't familiar with the story, we obviously worked out the tiny space we started in, which was very good to us and started off the business, and we don't need to go over all of that, but we'd been looking for another place, a bigger place, and then this place we're in now, with first talk of that, it came kind of the end. I think about this time last year was when we first heard tell of it. We just kind of put it online and was like, is there anything available? And then possibility of this maybe happening was first talked about, but then never really done much until March. Starting March, when we looked back, was the kind of first time we seen.
We done a wee sort of nosy because there's a boundary that you can walk around, and William dragged me through it, like it's quite mucky back there. So we done a wee sort of scout about, and it looked big at the time, but you don't appreciate the sheer size of our shed and also the yard space until you're fully in it.
So back at me sitting in what is now our landlord's office, who looks over the whole site, and he says, what do you think? What building do you want? I said, well, if we're taking the pick of the buildings, it's this one we're in, the one in the back corner. But I'm not entirely sure we can make it happen because it is comparatively massive. For scale, we moved out 1,200 square feet, and this building was 8,400 square feet. And a huge yard space, just a huge space comparatively in general. So the 1st of March was the first time we actually seen in here. I don't think I don't have it in here actually when we confirmed it. I assume thought we were getting, we knew
Well, I
roughly
think
we were
so,
getting it.
because they obviously had a delivery here of Attach Works buckets, and then the rest of the stuff
I
from
know
Scotland.
exactly, yeah, I know that's exactly when we confirmed it. But I think when we seen around it, the start of March, it was kind of 90% the way there, but kind of the paperwork on our landlord side needed done
Sorted,
first.
yeah.
So that was the first. We'll talk some more into this when we get to the
Yeah, we might do it
stage.
through the calendar.
And then the start of March also was our first show of the year, and the first time we ever done this show,
Yes.
which was the Scots Turf Show. So how did that come about?
I don't actually know how that came about. Did you know
Yeah, Eddie turned us on.
Eddie? So our friend Eddie, who is now, his title's changed again, but he's head greenkeeper at Trump Aberdeen. Something, yeah.
Link superintendent. Can't remember. He's in one of the episodes.
He's
of
in
this.
one of the episodes, so scroll back and you'll be able to have an interview.
The
We'll
one with the
actually
most
catch
views,
up.
I think, actually.
Yeah, we'll need to have a catch up with him. But he turned us on to it. So Scots Turf down at Hamilton Racecourse. And didn't really know what we were expecting. We obviously took more sort of products, get sort of geared up for
Yeah, so it's a kind of
care.
it's a turf care, greens management, heavy sort of show. It's a 1 day free entry. Quite actually better
was good.
probably than I expected it
Oh, absolutely.
to be. We took a bit of a selection. We took what's the first time out New Gazebo? Have we had it out before?
No, we took that out to Ploughing.
I was going to say but yeah, they actually pretty good. Some good
was a good
conversations
day
with
too.
folks. It was actually a really nice
Weather
day.
as well.
And
We won a prize,
We did win a
which was
prize.
quite cool for best stand, I think. I think that's what the type best stand. So a nice silver dish plaque. No, it's not a plaque. It's a plate. It's a silver plate. So we'll need to get that engraved and take that back. We're heading back there in March.
we are going to attempt to retain our title. So we're going back. Yeah, we're going back there in March
March time.
again. This year we need to step up our game. I think we've got some good ideas for what we can
Definitely.
take there. We've got some more stuff that we'll get to talking about that happened this year that we can then go and show off at that. But
Yeah.
as the first show goes for a wee 1 day,
It was good.
pretty good. I quite liked it.
And it was local, which is nice.
It was local, and it let us speak to some people that maybe we wouldn't have spoke to before, and some sort of slightly different industries, and show off some things that
Yeah.
maybe we wouldn't have at a kind of general plant show, or people we wouldn't have spoke to in Scotland, which is obviously coming up in the chat.
I think that is good. We're trying to sort of catch other industry, other customers, which before we probably didn't speak to or sort of target as such. But no, it was a great show, well organised, and nice bunch.
And straight off the back of that, you like.
Straight the next day off to Belfast for my hen weekend with the girls, which was a great weekend.
Which leads us up to the other big thing of the year, which is further down
Further
here.
down, yeah.
Then, actually, that was all in March. We had another day, or a 2 day, we got invited
Yep.
to Ramsey and Jackson over wasn't it Mochman? Oh no. Ayrshire.
Ayrshire.
Ramsey and Jackson are a big Takuchi dealer in Ayrshire. We kindly got invited to there. They had a Takuchi dig day. So 2 days, it was Friday and Saturday, wasn't it?
Yes.
Where you could go, see the full range of Takuchi excavators, have a look around them, meet the folks there, meet us. We took some attachments both for demo and just for static display. You went on Friday.
And it bucketed
I wasn't
the
the
whole day. And someone thought they'll take the dog and let him loose in all the muck. So that was just great.
You went on Friday, I went back on the Saturday. It was really good.
It was
Met
good.
some other people
Yep.
some folks we hadn't seen before, some folks we hadn't met before. The weather was what the weather was.
Standard Scottish weather.
Yeah, which actually ties round to what we'll talk about right at the end of this.
Yeah.
So just off the back of another weekend of bad weather. But it was really good, and thanks to them for the invite along. We do thoroughly appreciate it.
Yeah, they're a good bunch down there.
Being involved in things like that.
Yeah.
And that was really March for the big stuff.
Yeah, March, that was it going.
Pretty much. I mean,
And then
obviously in between this with daily business and products going out and orders going out and
Yeah.
working on some other stuff as well. The start of April, I actually don't have one in shot here, but we had our first ever delivery of our own brand excavator attachments, Attach Works. We had our first delivery, a 20-foot container, come over from India. That was the start of April. Did we put that in? We never put that. Did we put that in here? Oh, we did.
Yeah, that was the first.
That was the first ever product that we put in this new building we're sitting
Because
in.
we had the two large Manitou buckets. Remember, they were sitting down
Yes.
behind you now. Actually.
Yep. That was the first ever, our first ever attach works, like full bulk load, and then first ever new product delivery in here, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We can talk more when we do a podcast on that specifically.
I think so. I think we did see that before, and then it's never sort of happened.
But that all kind of leads up to the big show of the year, which is the end of April, which was Scotland. So for anybody that's not familiar, I don't know if they'll be watching this, it wouldn't be familiar, but for anybody that's not, then tell us what Scotland is.
So Scotland is a 2-day show. It's on Friday and Saturday, is that right? Friday, Saturday. Free entry, and it's for...
Are you struggling?
Yeah, no, I'm going to... so planning construction, so big names there, big brands are there, along with sort of independent people like ourselves, where we can show obviously all our products. It is a good show, and I feel as though the last time we exhibited there was 2018.
Yep.
COVID hit, and then they had it in 2022, but we didn't attend. Probably in hindsight now we should have went, but we went this year, and we were in a different location. We were sort of in the main drag, shall we say. So we're catching people in and out. So good location this year, and yeah, I think it went really well.
I
It was
much
busy.
prefer pitch.
Yeah,
It was miles better.
yeah, where that was much better. And we had brand reps all there on the Friday, which was really good. Good support from them.
Historically speaking, I'm not the biggest fan of shows.
No, you're not.
I did actually thoroughly enjoy that. It was nice to work again, getting everything there and getting set up. But it was very good, and we will probably do it again, not next year, the year after. It's a biannual show.
Yeah.
But it is free entry, so you do get a lot of people, which is great because you get a lot of people, but then you get a lot of people that isn't necessarily customers.
No, but
They be customers,
yeah.
but
There's lots of kids and stuff there, so they might in the future, which that's sometimes what it is a wee bit about as well. So no, Scotland was good, and the weather was pretty good as well. We also we talk about the weather, but the weather
was good.
The weather was good.
Was that time you done Women in Plant as well? I've not got that on the list, but just keep it in my mind there.
Women in Plant, we sort of started. The last meeting I think I was at was last November,
Yeah,
and then it's just a bit of sort of online meetings. But then the Women in Plant were in.
Yeah, so for anybody that doesn't know, we haven't really spoken about that. Let's say SPOA, so Scottish Plant Owners Association, Women in Plant Group.
So Women in Plant Group was formed not last year, but the year before. I sort of attended one of their meetings, not really knowing what it was all sort of involved, and it's a group of women within the plant construction industry, and it varies. There's people like myself that's sort of either in marketing or sales. There's hire controllers. There's women that are lorry drivers. There's operators. There's a whole mixed bunch there. So it was sort of formed to help like-minded women and to chat. Yes. Not necessarily about problems, but maybe some things that could be better, or things that it sounds as though we're just complaining, but how they can sort of help the industry, basically.
Or better than that, only just remember to press play on the roadcaster, so hopefully the audio for the first 10 minutes of this has been okay.
Oh, crap.
We've been holding these microphones for about 10 minutes here.
My arm's sore now.
Not actually recording what was said in them, but hopefully we've had a microphone on with microphones in the camera. Hopefully we can make a good of that. But yeah, the SPOA Women in Plant is something, if you are a woman watching this and it's something that you think you might be interested in our industry in any manner, whether it be operators or hire desk or admin or whatever,
Anything marketing,
it's worth looking up. Just search SPOA Women in Plant Group. Give somebody a message, email.
Yeah, we're on Facebook. If you want to email, drop a message here. I will pass you on the relevant details. They're a good bunch, and they're trying to... There's been a few events organised, and they're trying to promote it.
We should maybe try and get Gail on here.
Yeah, that would be good. So Gail, she's chairperson, co-chair, I think it is, along with past president Callum McIntosh. So... Yeah,
you done,
we need
yeah,
people
what we got there was for Scotland. You done a bit. They had a big
Scotland. Yeah,
big effort
SPOA
there,
had a big effort. It was pretty cool, actually. Nice big stand. And the Women in Plant Group were there. They had organised Leo. They were doing a partnership with Leo Workwear for sort of women's
Workwear.
clothing for workwear. So they were showcasing that, and also to sort of promote the group as such, and hopefully encourage more women into the industry. That's what it's about. Like I
Try
think
to
we're
like take on the challenges that women obviously face that are
Yeah.
unique to women in our industry, and things that could be done better to try and
absolutely.
accommodate, which was cool and was nice to see. Seemed like a good turnout in the stand. I never really got to see it
I
too
was up
much
there a
at the
couple of
show,
times,
but
and it was pretty busy every time I went up because of the simulator as well there, and the UK operator challenge and stuff. So no, I think it can only be a good thing, but I think more women in the industry need to come forward so they know how many actual women. That's the thing. It's knowing how many actual women are in the industry. I don't think there's an accurate sort of number. So come forward.
and
Make
actually,
yourself known.
Scott Plant was actually really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It was a good weekend.
And then everything that we had there came here right off the back of
night.
it. I think we must have been, we were in the dark, and at that time of year must be the back of 10. We were in the dark here unloading on the Saturday evening.
We were still in here about 11 o'clock at night
We
unloading.
packed everything up and it came here again. We'll get to more of the details on this new place just shortly, but that was kind of then actually worked in perfectly well because we'd stuff came for Scott Plant that never even made it into the old warehouse, went straight to the
straight
show
in
and
here,
then
yeah.
came straight here. So that was April. Then the start of May we were down to Cheltenham.
Yep, Cheltenham. We were down at Augertork. I don't know if you can see Augertork behind us. So that was obviously our bread and butter, shall we like. That's how William started the business. Was selling Augertork packages, which is literally just behind him now. Your Erstral and your Auger. And one of their crusher buckets, one of their sort of newest products behind us. So that was really good. It was their dealer or distributor day. So we got to see and meet other distributors from around the world, essentially. There was France, there was South Africa,
South
Spain.
Africa, Spain, Baltic regions.
Who's the Baltic regions?
Oh, don't do this to me because I can't
Oh,
remember their name.
yes. Yeah, they sat next to me at the dinner. That's
They
terrible.
sat next to you
Yes.
at the dinner.
Oh.
So yeah, thank you very much
Lithuania.
again
Were they not from Lithuania?
for the invite. It's the first time we've been to that, which was really
Yeah, it
cool.
was
It
really
was good
good
to hear what it's like for other folks in our position
Yeah.
in other countries and the kind of challenges that they see that maybe we don't see and vice versa.
And similarities as well.
and similarities
Yeah.
and what they think about products and their respective markets. So that was really good.
Yeah.
And as a little bonus, we got a night out to the races out of it.
Oh, I loved that. That was good.
We got to couldn't go
I
to
never seen
Cheltenham.
much racing, right enough.
We couldn't go to Cheltenham without going to the races. So thank you very much again to Augertork for having
Yeah.
us down and taking us there. That's pretty cool. First time I'd been to the race course. We'd both been to the race course as well, which I'd been to Cheltenham a couple of times, but first time we'd actually been
Actually,
to
the races,
races.
yeah, it was really good.
So that was the start of May. The middle of May then we had another Attach Works delivery and our first ever 40-foot container of product came here. And this is all before we'd
I'm
probably
rolling
been...
my eyes only because, those stands were as sugary as get out.
No, so that was the first ever 40-footer. So
It was huge.
for anybody, excuse me if I'm telling you something you already know, but containers come in two sizes more or less for shipping, a 20 and a 40-foot. The 40-foot, obviously, you can get double the amount in, but it is a big, long way to then get your forklift in to try and get stuff down. And the way they pack things from India, we had a bunch of grading beams that were in. They were in sort of stacks, and then they'd poles. So they were on sort of platforms. They had poles holding them up. And a little forklift struggled to lift them all in one go, so I had to try and split them in the middle of the container. And Laura about had a meltdown halfway through the unloading. But we got there in the end, and it was our first ever 40-footer in general, and our
Yes.
first ever, or a second ever Attach Works delivery. And just say, all kind of just as we were moving into here, actually.
Yeah.
Because I've also got down here 8th of June. Yes, that was the middle of May before we moved in here. Then the 8th of June, which I think was the Saturday, we had the big move in, or like the move in of all of our stuff
With
from the old
everything.
place to the new place. Yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
That was quite the day. We had SNT. We'd filled lorries up like
Did we do 4 loads?
yeah,
4
five.
Arctic trailers, 5 Arctic trailers.
And then Dad was also involved in lifting some bits and bobs as well. And
To be fair, what we managed to pack in the old place, once you seen it split out into loads, was ridiculous.
yeah, and then once we actually seen it in here all unloaded, you're like, how on earth did that fit in there? But
Yeah.
it worked somehow. Well, it worked to a point.
You know, yeah, it worked. I mean, it got us to where we were, and it got us
Absolutely,
to
yep.
get into the size we could manage to come in here.
Yep.
So yeah, thanks to SNT for the help on that. Stuart Nickel Transport put the truck on with Brendan all day to get us moved in here, which was thoroughly appreciated. We can probably talk about this. Probably as good a time as any to talk about the new place in a bit more detail.
Yep.
What was your first thoughts on it when you seen it or when we talked about it?
It was bloody massive.
It's massive.
How the hell are we filling the space? Why do we need this icy space? But I think now, like, there's a few things we've missed out to get to this point. I think it's going to be great, to be honest. We've got a lovely, nice big shed and a nice big yard space out the front. It's all monoblocked, it's clean, it's tidy.
It is a complete
it's
luxury.
professional. Oh, it's just, as I've said, we are grateful for where we started, but yeah, it's just, there's so much more opportunity here.
Hopefully, and I think already it's unlocked some
100%.
opportunities that we wouldn't have, or we couldn't have made possible in the old place. It just wasn't a thing. I'm going to shout them out here, and I hope that they don't mind. Hopefully, we can get them on. But our landlord, PLPC and Dale, really did help us out.
So helpful. Yep.
Was a huge help. We had obviously stuff moved in here before we had really properly. We'd agreed it verbally before we'd everything tied up, and it really has been a help getting it.
Oh, they couldn't have been any more helpful, and they're still both Dale, Ollie, so helpful.
Hopefully we can get him on here. I don't know if he'll be up for it, but hopefully we can get him on here. It would be a good story. But,
Definitely.
So yeah, that's kind of some more details. The new place, as we said, after Scott's turf, you went in your hen do, and then after moving into here, I went on the stag do, went to Munich for the opening game of the Euros. We will not talk about the Scotland result, but we did play Germany in the opening game, and I was lucky enough, and had a friend group good enough to actually get us a ticket and get us there, which is a memory that I will never actually forget. We won't talk about the result, but the actual weekend was...
But you had a good time, though.
Oh, the weekend was great, and I love Munich in general, and hopefully we can get back there this year, coming for Bauma again.
Yep.
The end of June, I've got here the 22nd, was kind of what I've wrote, the official move out of the old place. We're kind of just getting all the bits and pieces moved out, getting it swept out, getting it tidied out.
Yep.
And kind of our last, I think that was also a Saturday or a Sunday. It was a weekend anyway.
I think it was a weekend, because Dad again came and helped us move some things, which is good.
Then I've got, which must be the Monday or the Tuesday then, we had another Auger Torque container.
I think that was 10.
Was that could be 10?
I think that was 10.
I think that was our last one of this year, actually.
Because we unloaded it here. I am pretty sure that it was 10 here.
I mind it was a good morning as well.
And then the weather changed, though. Now it's coming back to me.
Yeah, so that could have been 10.
I think that was 10.
And our second one of the year. On the back of that, which then would have been that midweek, we went to Hillhead Show for the second time.
Second time, I must admit.
So Hillhead Show, for anybody that doesn't know, it runs biannually with Plantworks. Plantworks is 1 year, Hillhead's the other. It is a fairly quarrying-centric show. It's in a quarry in Buxton. Is that right?
Yes, near Buxton. Yeah. Because it's Buxton Quarry, is it not?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
Potentially. We had decided, we'd been there before, and it was a Scotching day. Actually went there for the overnight, and I actually quite enjoyed it. But then we decided to go down for the day this time. We were possibly a little bit late in leaving, and then we get held up. We spent as much time in traffic getting in as we did driving there.
That was a nonsense. I think they'll need to sort that out.
So by the time we got in, it was about lunchtime, and we were then planning to come back up that evening. It was good to see. There was nothing there. Some of the big stuff is kind of cool to see, but it doesn't interest me maybe as much as the things that we deal with.
No.
We did do a little stand tour with CMEX, though. We met Alessandro there.
Yeah, that's always nice to
see
him. Yeah.
Was there anything else? Not really.
I don't know. Maybe I was just in a funny mood that day, but
you're on the first. You don't need to go back the next time.
Well, I'm not saying no, but I think waiting in that traffic, 2 hours nearly to get in.
We were almost as long as the traffic as we were to get there, which was
it was
annoying.
bad.
that polished off June. How did July start?
I don't know if I can look at. Can I check my notes?
I'll tell you where it started, your competition.
Oh, yes. Yes. So, Fiona, my future sister-in-law, is...
Who wasn't at the time,
Who
actually.
wasn't at the... yes, she was. Just...
Was that already been done by then, was it? Or was
like
that
about
official?
a week.
Oh, was that it?
About a week. A week and a bit. I've been going to the local gym, Curtis Brothers in Lanark. Shout out to them.
We have been telling them we're getting them on here forever and never
I
actually
know,
done
I
it.
have
but
said to Craig and Barry as well. So I've been going there, and I thought, well, as you've just heard, from then till July, we've pretty much said yes to a lot of things and just given stuff a go. So I said, I'll do a fitness competition. Craig was at me, just do it. So I decided, bugger it, let's do it. So we done it, and I did actually enjoy it. It was hard going, and I probably, like, Fiona was great. She's an absolute machine, and she definitely sort of pulled me through in some bits.
Can we put that picture of you in the rower in here?
No.
Hey.
No.
No,
But
very well. To be honest, very, very well done for agreeing to it in the first place and committing to it and actually seeing it through. It does appear in one of the videos,
Yeah,
I think.
I think it's in one of the videos. Yep.
If you want to go back and find it, I think actually you're on the cover photo. So if you want to go back
Yeah,
and
Fiona and I
you're
are
on the
both on
thumbnail,
the thumbnail for it, so you will see it.
it's a very.
It was
very
it was a
well
very
done.
good experience, and to be honest, I could be doing with a focus again for something,
You going
because
for one at the start of the year, are you?
I don't know. They've just announced the same competition for April next year. They've made it a bit earlier.
You going for it?
I'll need to see what the workouts are
Going
first.
in the solo.
Because if those no, it's threes. It's threes, teams of three. If it's oh no, it's not. It's Armageddon. It's not the same competition. If those wall vaults are in it, no go.
fine.
No. We're running to the fire station and back. No.
So that was the start of July. Apparently we didn't have much of note in the middle of July, but we finished it off.
I had my home hen.
Oh, you had the home end, did you?
Home hen, which was great. So thanks to the girls again for great team.
For any American listeners, for the two that we might have, we are talking bachelorette party here,
Bachelorette party. Aye.
which is fitting considering it was an American and country theme.
Yep. As always.
Finished July off, or I finished it off with a one-day trip down to Kent to do a CMEX bucket demo, the CBA bucket. Thank you to KKB Group for allowing us down and allowing us to do the demo. It's one of them. It was a product. It's a big bucket. It's one of the kind of bigger things that we sell. They were kind of keen to see how it worked crushing a certain type of block. And I figured we'd went to the effort and the expense of getting it there, that I should probably also make the effort and go there. So did one day down, hired a car, drove to the site, seen it working, near missed my flight on the way there, which was almost a disaster. Really good day, to be fair, and a good demo. It hasn't led officially to a sale yet, but it's one of them. We can talk more about demos and that in the future if you want, and whether they're worthwhile and all the rest of it. But the product performed as it should. The feedback from the factory was that that's about as good as we could expect the product to perform.
Yep.
And maybe just didn't quite meet the customer expectations or the application, which is it's perfectly fine. It's exactly why they wanted to see it working in the first place. But nonetheless, I had a good day out, and the weather was, just to keep up the weather theme of this podcast, was
We're Scottish,
glorious.
that's all you say, is it?
Yeah, and on the weather and the big events, we kicked off August with the biggest personal event, at least of the whole year.
Yep. We got married.
We did. You were. Oh, my ring's in.
Got my ring on, yeah.
Just to fling massive personal things into a massive business year as well,
Yeah.
which, to be fair, felt at the start of the year like it was ages away, and then it was right upon us.
It was there, yeah. I felt as though it appeared far too quickly. I was fairly chilled about the whole thing, and then... Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah, until the week of.
Well, yeah. Because there was kilt dramas. There
No,
was...
it's dramas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was chucked in. I made a kilt for you. That was...
Oh, you did that?
That was May, June time.
Yeah, we never put that in. Yeah, so Laura, we probably could put a picture in here actually. Laura very, very nicely actually made my kilt, handmade my kilt. from scratch as part of a course, that something you'd kind of wanted to do for a wee while, and then they do a kind of short course, if you like, that leads you to making one kilt, and you decided to make it for the wedding, which was really nice actually, and something that I can cherish forever and wear for the future as well. So yeah, thank you. I forgot about that. We never put that in.
As long as it doesn't fall apart, but it shouldn't.
It won't fall apart. The wedding day overall though was...
Oh, it was a great day. It flew in too
the
quick.
weekend actually, I should say.
The whole weekend was was great. Everybody did say to us, like, take time and stuff because it will fly. No, because it flew in. It absolutely flew in. So anybody that's listening to this or watching, if you're due to get married, honestly, just take a breath and just appreciate it. I think we both said that when we went in for our first dance to cut the cake and first dance, that we had invited all these people, but having them all in the one space, you're like, holy crap.
Standing looking at us.
Yeah, that was a bit. But all those people came to support us and celebrate with us. So yeah, thank you to everybody for coming. And it was a great weekend. And the weather.
And the gifts that you didn't have to go to the extent you did. So yeah.
No, it was a great weekend, and that'll be. I don't know when this will
Humbled by
come.
everybody's well wishes.
Yeah, I don't know when this pod will come out, but it'll be 4 months on the 10th.
We've made it 4 months.
4 months.
Hey.
And a honeymoon still to come, but we can talk about that later.
Well, that gets to the next couple of things. Apparently, we weren't allowed to call them a honeymoon, but we did go to Italy.
They were not a honeymoon.
At
That's
the
why.
end of August. Well, they were.
No, they weren't.
We went on the business stroke honeymoon.
No.
At the end of August. Both our first times in Italy. What did you make of? Or why were we there? Actually, explain.
So
primarily, why we were there.
Primarily, we were there to see a potential new brand, a completely different product line to what we currently offer.
I think we can talk about it.
I don't know.
You don't?
No.
We had this discussion actually and there's a week, if you watch the weekly videos, there's a week at the end of August that actually doesn't have a video associated to it because we had a bit of a constructive disagreement when we were away in Italy. I wanted to show everything and tell the story. Maybe the visit didn't go how we hoped or where we thought it was going.
No, it kind of made a quick turn around when we sitting after a discussion.
Yeah. But I would still tell the story, but if you don't feel it.
No, I think we need to respect that company. They said they didn't. No.
Yeah, we were there to see.
You can make a decision put something in the comments and say, no, tell the story. I think just be respectful and just leave it. But we're in the east coast of Italy, so you may be able to find that out.
And we'd been invited to a manufacturer that doesn't necessarily make attachments as such.
No.
They
make machines that you can put an attachment on.
Yes, and they had been at us back at the start of the year to potentially sell their product in our market.
Yep.
We had put it off just because we had so much on already that we figured if it was a big commitment.
They wanted it to happen around Scott Plant, and that was me yet again said no.
And it was a big commitment, and then and you were right actually. It was too much. It was something that needed proper consideration if we're going to make it happen, and it was them that said we'll come to the factory. So we did at the end of August, and if you're watching this, thank you very much because your hospitality was
the hospitality
much
was great.
appreciated.
The
factory
very much
was
so.
very good to see in their whole setup. They did make us feel very welcome, but in a business sense, maybe never finished off how any of us would have liked to be fair. So, and they asked us and I'm not bad mouthing them. I would believe in sharing the story, but also we do need to respect everybody else and the other folks involved as well.
And who knows what it might materialise into something else.
But we got a 1-day honeymoon in Rome out of it, so.
That wasn't a honeymoon, it was just a day trip.
What did you make of Rome?
Oh, beautiful place, and I would 100% go back again. So much so I have looked at flights.
There's a movie set of
it's lovely. Cobbled streets, the wee narrow streets, and people sitting down and eating gelato. And
did you enjoy passenger navigating around the streets of Rome?
No.
It's European city driving. I don't think you've not had enough exposure to this. Wait till you see Indian City driving next
gosh.
year. So that was the end of August. Apparently, I don't have many big events at the start of September for whatever reason.
Your
Or for whatever
birthday was the
reason.
start
My
of-
birthday, but
Grandpa turned 95.
my birthday's the day we change names. Is it
Yes,
not?
that's right. So a year gap.
Oh, well, how did we miss that out?
So
the
yeah,
4th of
1
September.
year of the attachment company on William's birthday. That's correct.
I'll just put that in the list. So anybody that's aware of our backstory, we were not always the attachment company, and we definitely weren't always the attachment company here in the UK. We started in the US as the attachment company, and that's where that name was first born. But with all the changes here and the changes in our circumstances, we decided to adopt the same name and the same branding here in the UK. So that was a year of that start of September. I don't know
Yep.
why we missed that.
I don't know why I
Alice.
missed that either.
Which, like, there's no looking back, in my opinion.
I don't think so. I think it was one of the best decisions to change your name.
Yep.
100%.
I mean, we're sitting in front of it on a massive scale here, and it's all your work for back when we started the US one, and I can mind brainstorming the name, but then the logo and everything that went with it was kind of your creation, which is it's cool to see what it's became now. And
Yep.
so that was the start of September. Near the end, myself and Robert went to Inverness. We done our first ever.
September.
Yeah. Because it was meant to be for Black Isle show, but then it got postponed.
That's right.
So we went and done our first Kinshofer Knox install. We will try and roll a couple of pictures here, some footage. For those who are not aware, Kinshofer Knox is our brand of tilt rotator that we sell, which, as the name suggests, allows you to tilt and rotate your excavator bucket. But we went to Inverness, went to the Scotch JCB depot in Muir of Ord to install it on a JCB 100C. So thank you very much to Callum and Kevin Rattray for the order of that, which was, I don't actually think it was our first ever order, but it was our first ever
Install.
on-site install,
Yep.
which we left here early morning, got up, installed it, we're kind of done by lunchtime and we're back down the road, and by all accounts they have been very happy with it since. So that's something that we've been pushing, or a product that we've been pushing to try and get more involved with for ages now.
A long time, yep.
And again, one of the things that now moving here, and then what we'll talk about again in a minute, allows
There's
us to
just more
properly
scope here.
go at it really with,
Yes.
with a
Yep.
bit of commitment and knowing that we can then provide the service that's required with something like that as well. So that was a big one. The other big one, which is the end of September, which is we can now share the details on because we couldn't specifically at the time, but yeah, the end of September.
So the end of September, we had our delivery of this machine behind me. Hopefully,
Actually, not this one.
What?
The two down there
Oh, the two down there. My mistake. Wait, when did that one arrive?
for the fencing show.
Oh,
I went and picked it up.
you're right.
I know.
Sorry. Yeah. Now you've lost my train of thought.
They arrived.
They arrived.
Of those two arrived. It's out of picture.
Yeah, so there's a 5-tonner and an 8-tonner down there.
What's the backstory on that? Because that goes back to like this time last year.
So about this time last year, Komatsu got in touch to see if we were potentially interested in selling their utility line of machines, and that ranges from like a 1.5 up to 8 ton
Up to 8-ton
tracked
14-ton wheeled, small wheel loaders and skid steers.
and skid steers. To see if we'd be interested. Now, this is how the new sheds came about and everything. So yeah, we sort of put a wee bit of a plan together and met the week of Christmas actually last year. Spoke to Alan and Chris and said, yep, I think we'd like to give this a go.
Was that Christmas week, was it?
Yeah, yep.
So that's been a year in the
Round
making.
about a year, yeah. And we'd said we'd need to find new premises, we would maybe need to find an extra member of staff to help with obviously sort of fitting and different things. So didn't really hear too much at the beginning of the year, and then it all sort of fell quiet and we thought, oh well, nothing's sort of happening.
Yeah, we went through Scott Plant and then...
Scott Plant, never heard anything, so...
And also at the same time we had loads on, so it was kind of, as much as we were like, oh, we've no heard, but we had plenty happening
on, yeah,
regardless.
absolutely.
And then until the week of the wedding.
until the week of the wedding, William got a phone call to say that if we were still interested, they are now want to proceed. Can you come in on Friday for a meeting? To which William said no.
Said no.
Because we're getting married the day after. So, yep, you went down the following week, was it?
Was it the following week? I think so.
Something like that.
And it progressed fairly quickly through the year.
Yeah, really quickly.
But in it, like what we said was, oh no, they came here, which was really
That's
cool
right,
because
we did.
everything that we had said at the start of the year that we were going to do, if it came off, we done regardless.
We're done, yeah.
Which then allowed us, well, I mean, hopefully they would agree, but then allowed us to be in a position to properly do it. And also, like, it was kind of cool to then see that we'd
done what we said we were going to do,
and
basically.
yeah, we'd done it we'd done it assuming that wasn't even going to happen,
Yeah,
and then it was cool for it to happen.
Because regardless of taking on Komatsu, we still needed bigger premises and we still needed an extra member of staff.
Probably, yeah, but it then does help justify the extra
Yes.
member of staff because you've got the extra product, the sort of products that needs that level of backup and
Yep.
service. So, which is something we'll talk about more on, but it's hopefully, I have no doubt in the quality of the product, and it's, I mean, it wasn't in our minds to sell machinery. It probably wasn't in our plan as such.
Or the attachment company.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it kind of came to us, but I think it's a good opportunity nonetheless, and I think we can bring some value to the product, some value to the brand, and then we can also provide a complete solution, if you like, be it the machine, and then what we're talking about, tilt rotators or buckets and couplers and attachments, and
Yeah.
and really bring
spoke to
knowledge and
somebody
service on
yesterday.
around it.
Sorry to interrupt you. I spoke to somebody yesterday, which we'll get on to what I mean by yesterday. Trailers.
Can do that.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's maybe a discussion for another day.
Oh, and I mean, the whole place here allows us to do all those sorts of things. And I think bringing like a machine brand like Komatsu just brings an inherent level of trust, I think, in the market, that we've been trusted with a product like this and a brand and a name like this. That,
Yeah.
and actually, when we were talking to the folks from CMEX over the weekend, that's exactly what they said, that it brings a level of trust to a customer that if we can support something like this in the market, then we're obviously of a level to be able to do that,
Yep.
which is really good, and yeah, a big step in a year. On the subject of tilt rotators, the start of October, seen our biggest ever order, single order
Yep.
of those, which was 3 units and 3 different sizes to Potter plant in Yorkshire. You actually could do again down and seeing
Yep.
at the start of the year. So very big thanks to Giles and Gerard for trusting us with the order. There's a bit of backstory as to how it came about, but thank you for trusting us with the product, with the sale, and we hope it is the first of many.
Many,
Really,
yeah.
they were, well, we would consider plant hire spec, and we can talk about the technical details of it at another time, but it was cool just to see the 3 different sizes
And you're
in
all
here
sitting out,
lined
it was
up
pretty cool, yep.
and ready to go. So we should be able to put a picture in here of one on a machine. But yeah, that was quite a big one on a sort of product level. To what you were saying about this machine behind us was the middle of October.
Yep.
We picked it up because we were invited down to the AFA and AFI. Don't ask me what the acronyms stand for. They're both fencing organisations, but they had a best practice day down at Langdyke in Dumfries. So thank you to Rory Sampson for the invite down to that. But that ties us in with the PC26 behind us. We're always in the plan to get 26, a 55 and an 80 for stock. So we went and picked up the 26 so we could take it down to the show. We put a breaker and a post driver on it. We took an auger package with us as well, and we kind of went down there for the day, spoke to everybody that was going about, and kind of showed the machine off. And that was kind of first, before it was actually made public, what the Komatsu deal was. But
Yeah, because that,
it was that week of it, I think, or it was just a week before.
just the week before, yeah, was the fencing show. But you went and done that yourself because I couldn't go.
Can't remember what you had done.
Young Farmers 80th concert.
Oh, was that what it was? So we went down to that. It was actually a really good day, and it directly led to which is a complete bonus, some sales for us. So yeah, thanks again to both the associations for inviting us and for Rory for putting it on and supporting us as well. The end of October then was the actual announcement of what we've just spoke about.
Yep.
Which seemed to get some really good coverage, at least online, and some people talking about it, and was really good to officially make it public. It'll be really good when we actually sell some as well, but
Yes, that would be
good to get it out there. And kind of we were actually the second, we're the first in Scotland to be announced, and we're the second actually in the UK
for the utility
on the
line.
back of Johnson's or Cheadle doing the same setup south of the border.
Yep.
And it was good to eventually get it out there and get the feedback on it and see what folk were saying. And it seemed fairly positive, at least what we heard.
Well,
back.
at least what we heard, yeah.
Or if it was negative, they weren't telling us, at least, which was fine. Then the start of November, I don't think you can see it.
No,
in
I don't think we'll be able to
shot.
see it in shot. Maybe you're
Possibly. We started building our offices in the new place.
that happened
Which was
really quickly.
it happened really quickly, but was a kind of turn from what we were originally planning.
Originally, we have a porta cabin at William's parents' place that we need to get moved, and that was going to go out the front as offices, and we still would need toilet facilities, and we would need a kitchen, still all of that. So then we have a good customer of ours who builds timber kit houses, and he said, "Let me draw something up for you," so which he did, and I think it's going to be actually very, very good. So I'm looking out just now. You probably in William's shot, you'll be able to see maybe
Might be able to see
the
the
back
corner.
of it. There's 2 offices, 2 toilets, a kitchen, and then there'll be a set of stairs going up to a mezzanine for not for storing rubbish. No rubbish up there at all. And William's office has got a big massive window looking out to the warehouse. So yeah, that's happened fairly quickly. And as we speak, the next day or two, the outside windows and things are all getting cut in and stuff. So that's good.
We'll make a bit more progress in that
Yep.
before the end of the year. And it should let us create. So how it all came about was Laura was saying about the customer that's really helped us out. So thank you to them with the help in the drawings and the timber kit.
Yep.
It was them that said, well, if you're going to sell machinery, why not put your offices inside, and then people can come in, sit in the office, look at the machine they're about to buy or they're thinking about buying. They don't have to go back outside in the cold to go in the office. And I mean, it's a stretch. It's way more fancy than we were planning to do, but again, lends itself to the Komatsu and the whole
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
the whole thing that's happened this year. So I think it is a good move, and it'll be good when it's done, actually.
Yep.
And then you can get here full time as well, which is an added bonus.
Yeah, I obviously like being down here, but it's bitterly cold.
It is if you're
to sit
sitting.
and typing. Oh,
My actual office desk was normally behind us, but I've been sitting
in
here since the middle of the summer, kind of just sitting in the middle of the warehouse, which if you're on and off the computer and you're doing bits and pieces is okay. It's manageable in the summer. But if you're coming here specifically to work,
it's not.
just sit at the desk, it's freezing cold. So that, I mean, you can get down here, you can get your own office, and we can actually be here like a full-time job. Hey,
All right then.
yeah, I'm only joking. It's a full-time job regardless, but actually being here I'll help you, though, because it's hard because you've been working like effectively from the house, and then you don't necessarily see everything that goes on here on a daily basis.
Yep.
Well, there's just a load of benefits to you being
Oh,
here, and it's
100%.
both everybody being here. November, so that was the start of November. We also packed our first ever 40-foot container to go from here to the US in November.
Which just feels like the other week, and you said earlier on today that
month
it's nearly
ago.
a month ago, which is ridiculous. So yeah, 40-foot container. Andrew had
We've done one to the US before, have we?
yeah,
120 120-foot container.
120, which I think was last year.
Yep.
Andrew had organised with his dad to get a machine sent over.
Mm-hmm.
So we loaded that, which was quite a tight squeeze.
And then a load of products
And a
as
load
well.
of products as well, and Andrew's drum kit too.
So it should be there.
Pretty soon.
It should be there pretty soon. It should be there for the end of the year,
Yep.
because they're going to be doing their first ever show at the
That's right.
start of next year.
And that's in Denver.
It's in Denver. It's the Pro Green Expo.
So a little bit like Scottsturf.
I think so, what I
But
understand.
inside.
Bit inside. So we'll bring you more updates on that when it happens,
Yep.
which will be cool to see. But hopefully it arrives in time, because some of the product from it is going to the show, which will be good. Then we ended November with something that took a bit of convincing to get you on board with, a trip to China.
Yes.
What do you make of that?
I thought it was fabulous. I would 100% go back. The flight time's a bit, but it was worth it, I think. So yeah, we went to Shanghai with Ogertork. Kindly took us there, which was great. Ourselves and two of their other customers from France and Denmark. So that was pretty cool. And then Bauma China, the big show, was on the Tuesday. We went there on the Tuesday, which, having been to Bauma in Germany, I prefer Germany.
So
if
we
I'm
left
being honest.
on the Sunday.
We left on the Sunday.
We got there Monday morning. Well, by the time we got to
sleep for about 32 hours or something.
by the time we
like
got to the
that.
hotel, I think it was about Monday lunchtime.
Yep,
We had something to eat. We went a walk downtown Shanghai
which is cool.
Monday, which actually was really cool.
Yeah. Went to the Disney store.
Went all the way to Shanghai to go to the Disney store. Went and seen the tower. Tried to find a rooftop bar. Found a rooftop bar at the Ritz.
Police weren't very, like, I had asked there, but we were trying to find the Ritz Carlton because there was a rooftop bar
Because we're
there.
fancy like that.
And they were like, no, nobody wanted to help.
Or they didn't understand what you
Or
were
they
saying.
didn't understand what I said, but we'll see.
So Monday we just kind of found our bearings, walked around the city
Yep.
for a bit, and then we went for our first proper Chinese meal.
Which was really good.
Actually, was set the benchmark way too high.
The benchmark was set, yep.
The benchmark was not met again for the whole week. But
Over in China, like, because there was a large group of us, our dinners were pretty much organised for us. Our meals, sorry, were organised that first night. So everything, it's a round table and they have a round lazy Susan in the middle, put all the dishes on it and you just help yourself and you use chopsticks, which at the start was not great, but by the end of the week, I think I nearly got it.
Chopstick Pro.
I wouldn't go so far as saying the pro, but we definitely, I could eat with them. Yeah, so that first night dinner was really good. The Tuesday we went to the show.
Well, the first night dinner, let's talk us through the first night dinner. We're full of tea for a start.
Fully
Tea served with dinner.
Oh, tea, which was good. No milk.
We'll come back to the tea situ at the end of this story. Full of tea and full of
And
red wine.
But they only poured like a tiny bit, this
And
much.
Laura and I would not have been considered red wine drinkers before this.
But I think I've drank quite a lot of bottles of that week.
A year's allocation of red, or lifetime's allocation of red wine. So the
Yeah,
first one
lovely.
was really good. Would it be crispy duck, Peking duck?
There was Peking duck.
Served tableside, carved tableside with pancakes, and there wasn't as many dubious dishes in that
There was a
meal as
jellyfish
there was
head
in
that
the
I tried.
rest. Yeah, you tried.
That was there.
That was really nice. So that
There was snails.
the-
That's what was in one of my pictures. It was snails.
talking this up at all. the Tuesday we went to the show, so Bauma Shanghai was in the Shanghai Expo Centre,
Something like
International
that. Yep.
Expo Centre.
But half an hour away from the hotel.
Yep. To be honest, was much like any other big international trade show you've went to, had a lot of inside space. Much like Munich had a lot of inside
Yeah,
space. And it kind of went around the outdoor
Triangle sort of
space.
shape.
A lot of component manufacturers. If you wanted to buy hydraulic motors and
Well,
hydraulic
that was a
pumps,
place to be.
you could have bought from 40 different places.
Yep.
Which a lot of that probably wasn't of terribly interesting
No.
to us.
A lot of Asian and a lot of Chinese
Funny that.
companies. And like when you go to Germany, there's a lot of company, a lot of well-known manufacturers.
Oh, there
and
wasn't a
brands.
lot of Western
Well, there wasn't
brands at
Western,
all.
No, Caterpillar, C-Mex was there.
Seems like there, Ogertork had a stand,
Ogertork,
but we'll
obviously.
get back onto why they would have had a stand in a second. But not a lot of like Western. Some of the Chinese brands that we know here, like Sany and Sunward,
Yeah, they were all there.
they
yep,
were
yep.
all there as you would
And some very
expect.
interesting names. William done a TikTok, but you missed out some other ones that we did take pictures of.
But some,
Eddie Breakers and
oh, there was some strange brand names, but
Yeah.
then some, like Dingley, which was one of our favourite names, had a huge stand.
oh, massive.
If they done cherry pickers and man lifts and mupes,
They had a lovely stand.
and if they
with
had
flowers,
if they had one there, they had 40
aye, it was a big
at
stand.
least. Actually, it was huge of a brand and a manufacturer that I would never have heard of. some sketchy or dubious copyright infringement names
Yep.
appearing in China, as you might expect as well. But nonetheless, really good.
Really good
Although
experience.
relentless with bugging you with catalogues and business cards and
As I was saying to somebody yesterday, they're like, "Oh, that sounded a bit like if you go to, like if you go to like Ibiza or something, they're trying to get you and come in at the club." That's what it was like there. They follow you several booths down to either get you into their booth or a brochure or a business card.
I mean, we obviously look like we're not from there.
Yeah, we
we're
stood
quite
out.
clearly not from there, so which must make us a target for those sort of things. But I actually did enjoy the
enjoyed
show.
it. It was
We
good.
got
It was
round.
good.
If you were wanting to spend time and speak to a load of stands, you probably needed a couple of days. But we got round probably most of the stuff that interested us. Auger Torque had a big indoor booth there, which was really cool. Showed off sort of all the Auger Torque product, some Kinshofer stuff.
Yep.
So we kind of used that as a base. We got some drinks and some hospitality there. We kind of used it as a base to then come back to a couple of times.
Yep.
The whole reason they have a stand there is because their main manufacturing plant is in China, is in Ningbo, which is another major city.
Beautiful, lovely city.
Yeah, about a 3-hour drive
from Shanghai.
south. No, north.
Is
I'll
it
fact
not
check
south?
this in here. I can't remember what way
I'm
it
sure
was.
it's south.
Could be south. Anyway, so that's what we done
Southwest.
on the Wednesday. We drove there.
Yep. Went to
Wednesday
Ningbo.
morning, what did we do for dinner on? Oh no, we went to the party on the Tuesday night.
The Tuesday went to the party and it was same style dinner again. However, that was not as good as the Monday night.
It doesn't get better the next day. But so yeah, we were kindly invited to Augertork, Kinshofer, and RMC hosted a party for everybody
120 people there.
at the hotel.
The entertainment was fabulous. They had traditional sort of Chinese dancers and musicians.
The
And
guy with the balaclava was a bit of a strange one.
I don't know what that's called. He wore changed his mask several times, but that was very cool.
That was, yes, and it was again just cool to be part of it and kind of see how
Different cultures.
different cultures
Yeah,
and how
100%.
global like manufacturing and supply
Business
chains
work.
and like distributors
Yep.
all kind of work and maintain a relationship like that. It was really, I felt kind of privileged to be there actually.
Oh,
'cause
absolutely. And I think any sort of preconceived notions I had prior to going had completely disappeared. They can probably completely disappeared after being at the show, to be honest, and stuff. Like Shanghai's it was a lovely, beautiful city.
Yep.
And once you got another day at like walking about and stuff and going for dinner and things, it's lovely.
So the Wednesday we took the bus to the factory. We had we're sounding really ungrateful here for the food and
I know,
it's terrible. That was my least favourite one, that lunch.
The problem was we'd been sitting on a bus for a wee while and then got off
Fishy.
in the room. They eat a lot of fish over in China and it's cold fish.
That was again, I'm sounding so ungrateful. I struggled a little bit. Don't get me wrong, probably calorie intake was great
Oh, I definitely lost some pounds, some much needed pounds.
for the week.
100%.
So
Yeah, I think Monday, because the bar was set pretty high in the Monday,
we're sounding terribly ungrateful. So Wednesday afternoon we went to the Augertork factory,
which was great to see.
which is their new location in Ningbo. We'd actually never been to the old one, but this is the new place. I took some facts down here, if I can find it. The new factory is 9,000 square metres
Wow.
over 2 buildings. 1,500 square metres of that is office space, around 86 people in total, and about 50 of those actually live on site. There is dormitories there, which is apparently fairly common, fairly normal in China
Okay.
for people to travel, work for a week or two and then go back home. But yeah, what did you make? That's probably your first, well, it's your first factory, maybe that sort of type. It was different to the one we went to in Italy, obviously, because of what they
Yeah,
make.
it was
but
completely different.
what do you think of it?
Same again. This idea of like mass manufacturing and poor conditions and just all of that due to the media, but going there and actually seeing it is not like that. Like I thought I thought the factory was great. Everyone's very meticulous. Everything's in order. Yeah. I thought it.
Yeah, I thought it was
I
cool.
thought it
We
was cool to
seen
see
we seen through
the whole
the
process and stuff. Seeing it all, like from bare, like the hoods for the drive, seeing them bare metal, and then the whole process is from like manufacturing right through to like them on the bays for the containers getting ready to ship.
we'll hopefully do a full video just on the walk round of
Yeah.
the factory. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Their paint setup was very impressive. I thought product got loaded in one side on a big sort of
You were taking on
conveyor,
with that.
a rail system, and then went through the preheat, the paint, the primer, the heat, the paint, curing again, and basically came back out the same track system
That it went in.
that they went in on, and then was a kind of finished painted product that I thought was
Yeah.
was really cool. And again, as we keep preaching, if you want to buy cheap and nasty products, you can do it in China. If you want
Oh,
to
you
buy
can find
good
that, yep.
quality products, you can as well.
Absolutely.
And we're by no means spokesmen for Chinese manufacturing, but it is good for us to know like what goes into stuff we sell. We take it for
Yes.
granted that it just comes here and works and we sell it, but going there hopefully gives us both a bit more perspective on what it looks like and what's involved in making what we sell.
I think from before, like when we get our containers in, there'll be a wee pictures of the boxes, and you'll see a tiny bit of the factory just in their picture. And it's like you see, we pack it and then we ship it out. But now you know what goes into it. Obviously, you know that they've been manufactured, but actually now knowing, like, you can visualise where that's all been made, which is kind of cool.
And of course,
you know the process.
There's pros and cons to manufacturing in China.
Yep.
And something we can cover in more detail. But I think there's obviously a preconception of what it's like, and there's this notion that made in China equals
Rubbish. But
rubbish,
it's
and it's
not.
really not the case.
It's
And
not.
now we can, with confidence, say that to a customer, knowing
Yes.
we've been there and knowing that we can both kind of explain what goes into it, which was cool.
Then the gear place as well, like
So that was the next day, wasn't it? That was a Thursday.
that was a Thursday, yep. And the way back.
Thursday, we went to two suppliers to the Ogatort factory. The first one being the factory where they do the laser cutting. They cut all the
That
sheet
was
steel.
kind of cool, yep. Huge laser cutters.
Yeah, it was the first kind of place. It was more akin to when I visited India last year. Similar kind of idea.
Yeah.
It was purely a metal fabrication cutting place, but it was kind of cool to
Yeah.
see. It meant when they were then seeing the process of like what's behind us, almost from start to finish. Not quite in the order, but kind of start to finish
Yeah.
of being bare metal to being cut. We then, where did we go after that?
We went to the gear place.
What'd you make of that factory?
That I felt was a bit more like, how would I put
When you
it?
say gear place, would you?
Well, like the gear. He's trying to trick me here.
I'm not trying to trick you.
Like the gears.
The gears. So that's where they cut. So they send the billet steel from here to the factory in China, and it's where they machine the actual gears that make your gearbox for your auger drive.
Yeah,
and then
that's
where
what I
they get.
said.
I know it was. So we went and staying around that. Max kindly showed us around that, and then he took us for lunch, which was actually that was really cool.
That was really cool. That place was pretty cool. It was of some historic relevance. Is that the word? Where important documents go to be announced
yeah.
to the people. Water
Traditional
and
Chinese,
lilies.
like-
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. And the lunch there was actually really nice.
The lunch there started
Lots of red
off.
wine.
I wasn't terribly sure about it and finished fairly strong. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it was good. That was nice.
I liked it. So then we left after that, didn't we?
We left after
came
that
back to
and then
Shanghai.
came back to Shanghai. Checked back in to the same hotel.
Yes.
And then we were going out for food. We went to
Oh, we went to the Argentinian, Brazilian.
that was in Ningbo.
Oh, that was in, so it was
and then
after
we
the
done
Ogatort
boat
factory. We
tour.
forgot that.
We took the boat tour down the water.
We did. We took the boat tour in Ningbo down the river and seen all the buildings. I forgot about that.
Yep, that was pretty cool.
And we had the barbecue. Then back to Shanghai.
At Shanghai, and then went out for dinner. By this
Well, we
point,
kindly requested Western food.
not us, all of us, not just us.
Partially us.
Yeah, we were like, can we maybe get something?
So we went rooftop bar.
Rooftop bar. rooftop bar called Kev. That was quite cool.
Downtown Shanghai.
Yep.
Then we just went and got some dinner.
Got some dinner.
And that was...
And then we went to a bar.
Oh, we did that. I forgot we were
went
late
to a
that
bar.
night.
We were late that night, the
You
night
wouldn't have
before
thought we were flying the next
No.
morning.
But what I was amazed with, and that's what I'm sure it was Leon, the Orgatork factory manager, there's a lot of surveillance cameras and like security cameras about. So the
Well, that's when you're driving on the motorway though. What was that like?
loads of cameras on the motorway taking a picture all the time. So the crime rate is like so low. Joe Malone's store, perfume store, was across from the pub that we were in, and they had this beautiful display of like the Joe Malone boxes and Christmassy stuff all sitting outside. And I did look about to see if there was maybe gates or anything to close it off at night. No gates, this is all left outside. We then waited a taxi at 2:00 in the morning, and I'm sure it was Under Armour, had a big stand outside their store, and it was like a skier, and he had his jacket on and everything. So you just couldn't do that here.
No.
It would be wrecked. It would be like vandalised. The jacket would be nicked. You just couldn't do that.
No, and I thought...
Whereas
I mean,
they are, yeah.
as much as it felt busier that night, but I mean, I felt completely safe there. Like I
yeah,
did.
absolutely.
I've been in other places I felt less safe than I did.
Yeah.
In,
I hear.
yeah, here. I did in Shanghai. So,
Yep.
and then with a slog of a flight home,
Yeah.
a 15-hour job on the way home back to Heathrow, and an hour and a half
Back
back
the
up to
road.
here just to finish the week off. We get back late Friday.
But we got home a little bit earlier because we managed to get an earlier flight home.
We did. We saved a little bit of time getting into Heathrow, and then we managed to switch
Catch
to the
the
earlier flight up to
which was
Edinburgh.
good.
We got back, and that was kind of China done. So thank you again to Orgatork and Kinshofer
Yeah.
for the
That was really good.
hospitality, for allowing us along, for the other folks that came with us as well, because
It
it
was
was a
lovely to
really
meet
good group.
them.
We were
Yep.
there with, I don't imagine they'll watch this so they can get a shout out anyway. We were there with Max and Louis from Maxima in France,
Yep.
and Jes Jacobsen from Anchor Locking in Denmark.
Well, then, I couldn't remember his company.
Did you know Jes's surname?
Yes, once you said it.
Yes, that's a yes for yes. And so yeah, thanks to Bryn, Ryan, and Steve from
Yep.
Orgatork and Kinshofer for the hospitality and just allowing us to be there, and
Oh,
the
yeah,
privilege
definitely.
of being around and taking us around the place. At the same time we were there, another huge development, or another huge step for the company here. I don't know, that's only been 2 weeks.
Oh no. Oh no.
Our first ever
Oh,
full-time
Yes.
full-time UK. Hope he doesn't ever watch
I
this.
know, he's going in,
Our
but oh my
first
gosh.
ever full-time UK-based employee.
Sorry, Stephen.
Yep, started the week we were in China, actually.
Yep.
Which, to be fair, worked out fine because he went down to Newcastle. There was some product service training on from Komatsu, so he went down there for the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then he came and worked in here for a bit on the Friday. And then kind of this week that we're on, that we're finishing now on the Sunday, so it's been kind of his first full
First
week,
full
if
week
you
here,
like.
yep. Which has been a lot of organising because
Well, explain how that came about to getting somebody in.
how we got somebody?
Yeah, well, we needed somebody.
We needed somebody to. It's a very much a mixed role, helping with packing and shipping, but also to help with any sort of fitting for the Komatsu and also the Knox and just general
Yep.
sort of help and
And I'm really excited about what it brings, and I'm quite
Yes.
happy with so far the outcome of it. I think
Yes.
Stephen will be really good.
Oh, no,
Actually, and
no,
I think he can bring
definitely.
a lot of value to what we do, and hopefully it's something that's kind of long term for everybody.
yep.
It'll be a massive adjustment for us to have
Yes.
somebody here and to actually now we'll need to go home on Sunday evening and then think about what we're doing on Monday morning because we have somebody else to be responsible for, which is
Uh-huh.
an
Which is
adjustment for
a
us.
bit of an adjustment, yep.
But yeah, good to have him on board, and hopefully
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
it gives us, well, will give us an extra manpower for everything we hope to do next year.
Yep.
But yeah, it's been a big week because of
Very big week.
Friday and
because
Saturday passed.
So this is Sunday. Friday and Saturday just passed there. We had our first ever open days
this was
in the new
whose
place.
idea.
This was my idea.
Whose idea to have it right off the back of a week away?
Mine. It was only spare weekend that we could do it.
It was.
So Stephen was flung in at the deep end and had to put up with my. He kept calling me Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen, which was, I don't know, but yeah, a lot
Says
of work.
he's coming back Monday.
It's because he doesn't need to move anything again. Make sure the angles are right. No, a Friday and Saturday, yeah, power of work. Obviously leading up to it, trying to get this place sort of organised. We're obviously a lot of building work going on with the office, and just things are still not properly where they should be just yet. So yeah, a lot of work to get organised, but I think it was definitely worthwhile. Friday and Saturday, the amount of people that turned up, quite humbled.
Explain your plan. We done Friday evening.
Friday
Saturday.
evening was 2 till 6, and there was cocktails, mocktails, and beer, and a pie. So it was a pie and a pint. So we had pies from the Apple Pie Bakery at Carnwath. Shout out to them. And then we had Andrew from Shake That Bartending, which is actually your cousin Ruth's.
I've been calling them DNH. Is he the rebrand?
Yeah, the rebrand.
Okay.
Yeah. Just not got new jumpers, he said. So they came on Friday and done cocktails and things. So that was really good.
So we'll do a full.
Yeah,
You'll see
I
it
think
in
we'll
one
do
of the like the layout of in here and stuff.
Yeah, And then yesterday, it was from 10 o'clock till 2 o'clock. And thankfully, Andy brought an urn and we had coffees and
That was
teas
actually a
and
good
hot chocolate
decision.
because it was freezing here yesterday and it was very wet. The weather was not kind to us at all. It started off okay Friday. Half roads in, the weather kind of changed. There was some sort of storm. But no,
Were you
the
quite
whole
pleased
purpose. Oh, sorry.
Were you pleased with? Now looking on the 2 days, were you quite pleased how it
Yes,
turned out?
because there's obviously that worry is MD actually going to turn up. You do all this effort and then maybe nobody turns up. But no, really pleased. It was a bit of a come and see where we're at, come and see where we're now, how we've progressed, and a thank you, I guess, as well to our current customers and hopefully potential customers as well. But no, as a sort of thank you for them, and I thank you from us for all those people that came, and the special ones that have travelled quite a distance.
Properly humbled by the
Absolutely.
support and not like it doesn't matter whether they're customers or they're just
Or they're
friends
just
of
here,
ours
yep.
or whatever.
Our friends and friends and family that came.
They just come and support us and
Yep.
like be willing to travel a distance on a
Yeah.
Friday afternoon or a Saturday morning.
And same with people that's wanting to help. Like I can't thank my dad and Robert and Jordan enough. Like just
Yep.
wanted to come and help, and Luke as well that came and drove on the Sunday. So I just many people that have just offered if we're needing a hand with anything and stuff, and Dale and Ollie. Just
Dale and Steve and Scott and Chris and everybody we've missed that drove a distance just
Yeah.
to
can't
come and
thank them enough.
see
Yeah.
the place. It was really cool.
As you say, it is very humbling, and to think where you started first of all to where we're at now is just it's quite humbling. You do get a bit.
It was a nice kind of full circle moment for the year, really. It was a good sum up of
Yeah,
everything we'd done in a year, like summed it into 2 days.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yep. And then hence why we thought to then do this podcast and just kind of try and tie up
Well, I know
the
because
year
this
in total.
just
And we're
never
now
had a
over
chance.
an hour of stuff we've done this year, which is ludicrous,
It
really.
is crazy, and this isn't like a look what we've done and stuff like sort of thing. It's just what's the words? Like it has been a crazy year, but we have worked hard.
We have, but it couldn't have been. It has we couldn't have been without the people that
Oh,
have
absolutely.
supported us and
Yeah, the people who
helped
have
us
who
and
have helped.
and have bought things from us over the years and continue to come back and just support us or ask for technical advice or whatever. Like it all adds up. It couldn't be possible without
No.
any
We
of it,
wouldn't
really.
be here without the support of our customers and followers, people that, even you guys that like and share, and because we have regular people who comment and messages and stuff, and we appreciate it, we really do.
Yep.
Because we see it. It is just, obviously we've now got Stephen, but all our social media is the two of us that run it. We see it.
Yep.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what we've got. 2 weeks left of work, and then we go on our official honeymoon.
Think we can live up to this again next year? I've set the bar fairly high for
what we've done.
I mean, it was been hectic. Also, looking back, it's been like cool just how much we've actually managed to get in the 1 year.
I think there's something to be said just to try things or say yes to things, because you don't know. Komatsu thing, we've said yes to it.
Yep.
Let's see what happens.
I'm hopeful. I think
there's no harm in trying, and I think you just need to give it your all, and you can then nobody can say anything. You've given it your all.
Well, I mean, that's what's got us here to
Oh, absolutely.
where we're at, and it needs to be what gets us to where we're going, really.
Yeah.
Or hoping to go. So, yeah, thank you for everybody again, just for watching and listening to this and make it to the end of.
Yeah, if you've made it this far, good on you.
Yes.
I'll send you a hat.
Hopefully we can do this on a more regular basis, which is kind of how we started the idea of this, is try to do it on a more regular basis. We can back to a bit of a schedule of getting some people in and,
definitely.
and telling some more kind of business stories and the likes, and just telling
That
our
was the
stories
whole
as we
point
go.
of starting this was for myself, to find out more about the industry.
Yep.
I think I've learned a little bit more this year, and I think that'll continue.
I'm proud of what you've done in the year. I mean,
Set me off again.
stuff like the weekend, just I couldn't have done it on my own. I couldn't have done it to this level on my own. We couldn't have done it without the help of Stephen as well. But like, you need to
It's a
get
team effort. So
your credit for what we've turned out and how the place has turned out. Again, we'll put some.
you might not say that when I give you the receipts
We'll put some footage in here, kind of how the place looked.
before you.
Yeah, I'm sitting looking at it. You can't quite see it in the camera, but I'm sitting looking at it just now, and it's impressive just taking a minute to stand back and see what we've done. But
Yeah.
that's
cool.
probably enough for us, because we're
I
over
think
an hour
so.
and 10 or an hour and 15.
Maybe we should split it and do part 1, part 2.
We'll see how it comes out, I suppose, will we?
Yep.
You get another one. That's probably us for the year.
I think
With
that'll
these.
be us. Realistically, I don't think we'll get another one
So
out this year.
if you are watching this before Christmas, we hope you have
Have a lovely Christmas.
a very lovely Christmas and an even better New Year.
Yes.
And I guess we'll see you then.
See you in 2025.
Done for the
crazy.
year, almost.
Almost done. Oh,
Good job. See you then.
speak to you soon.
Bye.